We've all been in that room. A group discussion that should have been amazing, but just completely fizzled out. Well, today, we're going to break down a really powerful framework called triangulated inquiry. It's a method for turning those awkward, frustrating silences into real, meaningful engagement.
Seriously, think about it for a second. That meeting, or maybe it was a seminar, where the topic was fascinating, the people were sharp, but the conversation, it just died. You get maybe one or two people talking, everybody else is just staring into space, and you all walk away thinking, wow, what a waste of time.
And this right here, this is the classic problem, isn't it? A handful of the same voices take up all the oxygen in the room, while you just know there are other people with incredible ideas who never say a single word. It's not just inefficient, it's genuinely discouraging for everyone involved. So what do we do about it? Well, the solution is this framework, triangulated inquiry. Now, the magic of it is that instead of just looking at the problem from one angle, it gives us three completely different lenses to see through. And when you combine these perspectives, you get a much, much clearer picture of what's really going on and how to fix it. Okay, so here's our game plan. We've got three lenses that build on each other. We're going to start with the truth lens to see what's actually happening. Then we'll switch to the curiosity lens to figure out why it's happening. And finally, we'll use the aesthetic lens to understand the total experience. Let's dive right into that first one. All right, lens one is all about the truth. And that means we have to get objective. It's about moving past our gut feelings, that sense of, only two people are talking, and actually gathering some cold, hard data about the dynamics in the room. And this is so crucial. The truth lens forces us to put on our detective hats. Instead of just assuming we know what's wrong, we use simple tools to collect actual evidence. We start measuring what's really going on, not just what we think is going on. And what's awesome is how practical these tools are. You could run a little experiment. They call it a causal probe. Like, let's try structured turn-taking for a couple of meetings and just see what happens. Or maybe you use a simple anonymous question tool. But honestly, the most important idea on this slide is that last one. Don't just count the total number of comments. No, you gotta track the distribution. Who is speaking and how often? That's where the real insights are hiding. Okay, next up, the curiosity lens. So we've gathered the what with our data. Now it's time to explore the why. This is where we shift from being a data scientist to being more of a psychologist, trying to really understand the human reasons behind all that silence. This lens is all about becoming what they call a reflective practitioner. It just means that when that awkward silence hits, you take a breath. Instead of getting frustrated, you get curious. You actually ask yourself, wait a minute, what assumptions am I making here? What's my best guess for why nobody's talking right now? So how does this work in the real world? Well, you catch yourself making that instant judgment, they're just unprepared, and you challenge it. Then you test a new idea. You think, maybe the prompt was confusing. Let me try rephrasing it. Or maybe people are afraid of looking dumb. Okay, let's start with a really low-stakes warm-up. You're actively testing your hypotheses about what's really going on under the surface. And that brings us to our third and final lens, the aesthetic. Now, this one might sound a little abstract, but I promise you, it is so powerful. It's about looking beyond just the words being said and paying attention to the entire environment, the whole vibe of the room. Think of the aesthetic lens as a full-on audit of the user experience. Does the physical layout of the room bring people together or create barriers? Is the flow of the conversation smooth and inviting, or is it clunky and awkward? Every little detail, physical or procedural, sends a message about whether people are truly welcome to join in. And these tactics are just fantastic. I mean, look at the room. Can people even see each other? Think about creating clear entry ramps, like maybe you do a quick one-on-one chat before opening up the floor to the whole group. But my absolute favorite idea on here is gathering written starter thoughts. It's such a profound way to realize that people can be deeply engaged and thinking, even if they aren't speaking. It reminds you that silence doesn't always equal disengagement. So let's just pull this all together for a second. This table is a perfect summary. The truth lens asks, what is actually happening? And we use data to find out. The curiosity lens asks, why is it happening? And we use reflection and testing. And the aesthetic lens asks, how does it feel to be here? And we use an audit of the experience. You see? Together, they give you this complete 360-degree view of the situation. So now that we have these three powerful lenses, we can use them to create a new, and frankly, a much higher standard for what success even looks like. This isn't just about making small fixes, this is about totally redefining what a great discussion even is.
I mean, this is the million-dollar question, isn't it? After all this work, tracking the data, testing our ideas, redesigning the room, how do we know we've actually made things better? How do we make sure we're not just tricking ourselves?
And here is the answer. This is the heart of the whole framework. It's the triangulation decision rule. Real, true improvement only happens when two things are true at the same time. One, your data shows that participation has become more equitable. And two, the people in the room actually tell you that they feel safer and that the discussion is more meaningful.
So you see, the goal was never just, let's get more people to talk. That's a really low bar. The real goal is so much deeper. It's about creating engagement that is fair, that feels psychologically safe, and that helps everyone create shared meaning together. That is the new true north. So as we wrap up, I'll leave you with this. The question isn't just which lens you'll try first, but are you ready to stop judging success by the quantity of talking and start judging it by the quality of the engagement? Because taking a look at this old problem through these new lenses might just be the breakthrough you've been waiting for. Thanks for tuning in.